2 hours long, and we
Oh
had
my
to go.
goodness.
Yeah, go to race coaster.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I just released the first episode yesterday, I guess,
Oh,
and
great.
yeah, it was good.
Good.
Yeah, yeah,
Well done.
yeah. I really don't have much experience. I think I did 4 episodes so far,
Mm-hmm.
and then very new to this.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So where you at right now?
I'm in Dubai now, just for
Okay.
2 weeks.
Oh, you mentioned it. Yeah. So yeah, when you don't have shoots today?
No, I'm only shooting next week. I came here to sort out my visa and my business here,
Okay.
and then I'm only shooting next week.
Okay. Yeah. I thought you were from US, but your accent, it seems like you're British. Are you from
I'm
England?
I'm South African.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I thought you were from US,
No, no.
but you live in US though.
No, I live in the Czech Republic in Europe.
Okay. Gotcha. Let's start simple, you know.
Hmm.
Uh, Tell us who you are and then where you're from. You already mentioned, but for the pod,
Yeah.
and what do you do?
Okay. Hi. My name is Tanya Rex. I am from South Africa, but I lived in Dubai for 18 years, and 2 years ago, I moved with my family to the Czech Republic. I am a commercial photographer and a love and authenticity coach.
Okay. And yeah, we're gonna talk about the NLP stuff, you know, coaching stuff. Yeah, but I, I'm curious myself though, right? Yeah, I reached out to you for video editing, and then I didn't know. I thought you were just a coach because usually I work with coaches and then service based business owners. So I thought you coach, and then you mentioned your main job is commercial photography, right? And then yeah, so and you said you mentioned you work with like Nike. Is it Nike?
No, not Nike. I've shot for Adidas, McDonald's, Pantene, Emirates,
Gotcha.
Dubai Police,
Yeah,
Dove. Yeah, I've had loads of really great clients.
yeah, that's cool. So yeah, like tell us like when did you start and uh why did you choose to go with like commercial?
So I actually got into the fashion and film industry 25 years ago as a makeup artist. And I had studied photography just at a community college in America while I was an au pair. And I moved to Dubai as a makeup artist, and I was on a shoot one day, and the photographer was not great.
Uh,
But in that, I decided that that weekend I would take my old film camera into the desert and photograph a model. And from that very first shoot, somebody saw it and hired me for a French fashion magazine for my first ever editorial. So
Oh,
I kind of fell into it by mistake, but it was definitely the best natural progression, or the next step in my growth within the industry. So I've been a commercial photographer now for 15 years.
yeah,
I really, really love it. And I think for me, there's nothing better than the feeling of getting the shot. So that's why I do it.
yeah, yeah. Yes, you never did anything before, right? Before the shoot, you did in the desert? Like you never even learned anything, right? It was just instant.
I had done a very basic course just on how to use a camera.
Okay.
But I didn't study photography as such. I mean, I think the course I did was kind of 4 hours. So
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
and then you quit the makeup thing, and then you like what
Yeah.
what made you like what gave you that confidence to go all in here? And then
Well, I did photography on the side for about 4 years. And then in 2010, I just decided that makeup didn't really inspire me anymore. And so I decided that I would let that go. I have actually recently started doing a little bit of makeup again, but it's not the forefront of what I do. I really find that photography for me, being able to capture that split second and tell a
yeah.
full story in a single image is really what I love doing.
So what the first shoot was? What was the shoot for? Right,
It
the first.
was a fashion shoot for L'Officiel magazine. It kind of gave me the boost I needed to really start shooting. And so I did quite a few test shoots to build my portfolio, but because I'd been a makeup artist for 12 years already, I did have quite a few contacts, which was really beneficial for me. So I could build a really great portfolio quite quickly. And a lot of the models were happy to work with me in the development of my portfolio.
Wow.
And it was really in 2017, I we had a family tragedy, and it led me to start looking inside myself to see how I could make my life better. And to be honest, that was when I discovered self love. And once I started loving myself, I was able to stop judging my work so much. And that was when I started getting even better clients. And so I feel like self love and just learning to be myself and accept myself was really when my business took off, kind of took off. And I think in that year, my income doubled without me even trying to market myself differently or do anything different. So I do know that that mindset and energy shift changed
Yeah,
everything.
gotcha. And the first shoot was how much was it? The first shoot, if you don't
What
mind.
do you mean?
Like how much money they give you for the first shoot?
I can't remember. I think it was about $1,000.
Oh, that was good. Like, and before, how much you were charging for makeup?
My rate for makeup was about $500 a day.
Gotcha. And then, yeah, then how did you end up like closing, working with McDonald's and Emirates? Like, walk us through everything.
It was all really, as I said, a natural progression. As my portfolio got better and better, new people started reaching out to me, and I work mostly with production companies.
Yeah,
So, if you do, I do believe that the best marketing you can do is word of mouth and repeat clients, because if people tell other people what a good job you did, that's worth more than any social media marketing or SEO or anything like that. So that's how I built my business, was really by delivering or over delivering for my clients and leaving them with a feeling of increase. So whenever they needed a photographer or somebody asked for a recommendation, they remembered the experience of working with me. And that just led to more and more people contacting me, and to me getting bigger and better clients.
yeah, gotcha. But uh, was it like a slow progress, or I mean,
I would say from when I officially became a photographer in 2010, it was about 8 years to start getting the really high-end clients that I wanted.
gotcha. And you never reach out to anyone, right?
Nope, nope, I don't. I mean, I do have an Instagram page, but
Good.
honestly, when I worked with Apple, I did a shoot for Apple Watch in collaboration with Etisalat, which is a company in Dubai. And one of the clients said to me that they'd never worked with a photographer with a lower Instagram count. And they said, "How do you
Yeah.
get work?" And I said, "Well, how did you find me?" And he said, "Oh, my PA asked somebody, and then it was a Google search, and but I think it was word of mouth." And I said, "Okay, well, I guess that's how I get my clients, you know." I find that if I try to push myself onto anybody, or when I really focus on marketing as such, for me, it doesn't really make that much difference in terms of photography. But when I am just myself, and as I said, do the best job that I possibly can and really believe in myself, that's when I get the most work. Um, it naturally, I think, I do believe in the law of attraction, to be honest, and I feel that
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
energy I put out is what I get back.
Yeah. I love to talk about all of that. So you never did any campaign, you never run ads, anything, all word of mouth?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
As I say, I do
Yeah.
have an Instagram page, but it's just
Yeah.
because everybody has one. It's just because it's the
But
done thing nowadays. But I mean, I went through a stage, I think for about a year, 8 months to a year, I didn't add one image to my Instagram. Recently,
gotcha.
I've got a few of my campaigns back, so I have been uploading them, but I've never run ads. I've never done anything more than just have an Instagram account. That's all. And I think I can check, but I think I only have about 1,800 followers.
Gotcha. Actually, that's very interesting though, right? Word of
Mm-hmm.
mouth. I mean, I personally I do email campaigns and reach out to people via Instagram, and even
Mm-hmm.
I used to do photography too, like for wedding,
Mm-hmm.
not like commercial stuff. So yeah, I mean that's very interesting. Like, and maybe it's you had that network. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's possible, but I have to say, in the last month, like with my coaching business as well, just I have been trying to market my coaching business for the last 2 years, and it's been okay. Nothing amazing, to be honest. I've had a
Yeah.
few one-to-one clients. I had one group coaching program, but it was nothing really remarkable. And in the last month, I decided to stop trying to get clients and just to be myself. And I now have had 250 orders for a journal that I produced 4 years ago with my daughter. I've had a
Yeah.
school reach out and ask me to develop two programs for their students and their teachers. I've had somebody reach out and offer to subsidize one-to-one coaching with all of their employees. So
Yeah.
just by being myself again, I have that's been better marketing than
Mm.
anything I've been trying to do in the past 2 years.
Oh, gotcha. Right. Um, why, like, what is the difference between? I mean, why do you think it's because you were being yourself? Is that what sets you apart from the rest? Like,
Yeah, Yeah, I do think so. Um, I think it's very easy, taking photography especially, it's very easy to do what you know you need to do to make money.
Yeah.
And it's not always that easy to stand up for what is a better option. And I say that because so often I get hired for how I light my shots, how I direct my models, how the energy that is in
Gotcha.
each each image. And then when we get to set, the client or agency or somebody will suddenly want to start directing or will want to shoot with different lights. And the thing is, they hired me because of what they felt, because of the emotions that my images inspired. So when they start telling me how to shoot and what to shoot, they often don't end up with the best image because it's no longer me.
Yeah.
So, when I stand up for that, and obviously not in a rude way or anything like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but I'm
Definitely.
able to articulate why I suggest that we do things in a certain way. And yeah, I think that just gives a better final product and is um, well received by many people.
Gotcha. The freedom, creative freedom, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And I think also then, when you're just being yourself, I believe that we should all do what we love doing to the best of our ability without any expectation of how the outcome should look. Whether that expectation is I'm taking these photos so that I can make money, or I am developing a group course, coaching course, so that I can make more money in less time, or whatever it is. Rather, I take photos because I love taking photos. And I know that when I get the shot, that
Yeah.
feeling that I feel when I know that we've got the shot, sometimes I've had it happen that as I feel that feeling, my phone will start ringing with another client booking me for another shoot, or I'll get an email with
Yeah.
a brief that they want to quote on. So I, yeah, I do believe that when I with coaching, when I help people because they need the help with no expectation
Yeah.
of that being more than just helping them, so often I'll have somebody else call me and book me for one-to-one coaching. So, my source of income isn't always directly related to what I love doing, but I know that the energy that I put out from doing what I love attracts more circulation of money in my life.
Gotcha. Right. Do you do any like? Do you have any ritual?
Not necessarily. I feel like, and actually, to be honest,
Yeah.
I in my coaching, I recently started teaching a process for manifestation, and I'm actually going to stop that because I feel like life should flow
Yeah.
and that we shouldn't be restricted to meditating for 20 minutes every morning because we have to meditate, and then journaling, and then having green tea, and then, or I think it shouldn't be a restricted process. There are a lot
Yeah.
of things that I love doing. I know that when I meditate or ground in the morning, my day is so much better. I know that when I journal, I can work through things that are happening in my head. And I often journaling often helps me to release limitations that I might have put on myself or might, through my beliefs or whatever it is. I know that when I exercise or move my body, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
So those are there are a lot of things that I love doing, but I don't make it a strict ritual on what I have to do in order to feel a certain way.
Gotcha. So yeah, walk me through like how your shoots usually goes, and how many shoots you have this month?
I only usually shoot 1 or 2 days a month. My rate, to be honest, is enough that, 2 days a month is enough
How
for
much
the
is
month.
yeah? How much is
Um, my rate, it ranges. It depends on what is needed for each specific shoot.
yeah?
But my day rate with everything is between $5,000 and $10,000 a day.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes. So like, would you mind sharing some pictures?
Sure.
Show the pictures and then also like walk us through like behind the scenes like
Mm.
every picture.
Well, I mean, most of my shoots are a similar kind of process. Usually, a production company or the client directly would contact me, or the ad agency would contact me and send me a brief that
Yeah.
they have created for what the ad campaign is. Once I get selected as the photographer for the shoot, they often ask for a treatment. And a treatment is me saying how I would like to do the shoot, how I will light, how I will direct, what I want to create, what feeling I want to give from the campaign, um, how I would do my post production so that there's continuity, all those sort of things I put into a treatment.
Yeah.
And then we will normally have a pre production meeting, which is everybody. So that's wardrobe, makeup, production, art department, um, client. I think that's it. Sometimes food stylists, whoever, the full team that production has put together, we would have a pre production meeting, which can be anything from half an hour to 8 hours, depending on what the shoot is, where we just go through everything that is needed for every shot. Because for each day, normally for the key visuals, which is campaign shots for billboards, there's a set amount, a set number of images that I would have been hired to shoot. And so we go through each image. Who are the models? What is the hair and makeup? What will they be wearing? What will they be doing? And we check if there's anything that we've missed. And so we discuss all of that. Sometimes we build a set in a studio. Sometimes we shoot against a gray background and cut out the images if it's something that is a composite shot. So you're creating the shot and putting all the images together to create it. Sometimes we shoot on location, and yeah, so if we're shooting on location, we'd normally do a location recce where we go to the location and decide what angles we want to shoot. And then if it is an outdoor shoot, we would do create a schedule based on where the sun is. So everything is really well planned in advance, because if it's not well planned, we're not going to be able to deliver the shots that are expected. Usually, I will not shoot more than 12 shots in a day,
Yeah.
and even 12 for campaigns is quite extensive. It's quite a lot of work, depending on, how much we have to light and who is in it and all of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But generally, I shoot maximum of around 12 shots per day. And then all of that is done within the week before the shoot, so that if there's any last minute things, we can sort those out so that they don't become a problem. And then we have the shoot day, and the shoot day can start. I mean, sometimes I've had shoots start at 1 in the morning. I've had shoots start at 4 in the morning. For McDonald's, for example, we usually shoot at night and we have to light the whole restaurant to make it look like it's day.
Oh,
So, my shoot day could start at 4 a.m. and finish at 8 p.m. And we do have lunch breaks, of course,
yeah.
but I am running around and on my feet and full of energy for that entire time. So it can be quite exhausting because as the photographer, it's my responsibility
Yeah.
to see everything and correct everything. And then obviously I've got to be able to communicate to the crew if things need to be changed. I need to be able to give my energy to the models and direct them in a way that we get the emotions that we need for the shot. And then I also have to deal with production, who is usually more logistical, and I have to deal with the client, who obviously they're the client. So as a photographer, you wear many, many hats in a day, and so it can be quite a bit of work to create just one image. So yeah, that's I think pretty
Yeah.
much the full
Yeah.
process. And then obviously,
The
I
post
would
production.
send the low res images to the client, and between them and the agency, they would do their selection and send me a retouching brief. Sometimes I do my own retouching. I really enjoy retouching, but I don't like retouching on a very short timeline.
Yeah.
So if I don't have much time, then I outsource my retouching to retouchers in India, Germany, and Brazil.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
I was looking at a different one.
If you were
Yeah.
looking at my Instagram, as I said, I don't I don't update it very much, but so this is my general lifestyle portfolio.
Yeah.
Um, I can uh,
Oh, shit. All right.
so that's obviously McDonald's.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
it was. You shot it midnight. The
we
McDonald's
shot
one.
the shots that were indoors, were, yeah, shot at night. Oh, this is Adidas. Um, this was shot very early morning as the sun was coming up.
Yeah.
This
And
was a little bit later. So yeah, this campaign, this was very early morning. This was at night. Um, Then I think that there's more McDonald's later. Then this is
bro.
Adidas. And I mean, this girl, she's only got one leg, and yet she's a runner. So that was really great to
Yeah.
shoot with them, Adidas. And um, this was the first campaign that I did for Adidas, where I actually shot underwater for them as well. So this was just in a pool, and I don't think I have any of the shots, but we shot in the sea as well. So that was quite crazy, but fun. Um,
Yeah. How long did it take to
uh,
prepare
this
for
shoot,
this?
this shoot was a 2-day shoot.
Uh,
Um,
you did everything in 2 days?
Preparation is about 2 months.
Oh.
Um, but the actual shoot day was 2 days. One in a pool. This is Nescafe. This was shot in a house, and actually, this shot was at night as well, also in a studio. This was in a house.
Yeah.
This was for a company called Home Center.
Is it for IKEA? The last one?
The
Was it for
previous
IKEA?
ones, yeah,
Yeah.
the ones in the bed were for a company called Home Center, but the three before that was IKEA, yes.
Okay.
This is more McDonald's. This was a shot at night.
Yeah. The same day with the previous ones? The previous
No,
McDonald's one?
no,
Okay. Okay,
no.
it's a different
Those were different days. Yeah. This was actually shot at my house in Dubai.
one. Okay.
What was this for? This was for Dubai Font. I'll just close this. This was for Sharjah Tourism. So Sharjah is an emirate in Dubai. This was for a
Yeah.
tourism campaign, an emirate in the UAE, sorry, not in Dubai. Um, this
What is
was
it
a
for?
seven, this was a 7-day shoot.
Is it a Korean brand?
No, it's for Sharjah Tourism. So for the UAE, this is for Dubai Tourism. Um, yeah, I got to go in a hot air balloon a few times.
How was it? You like it?
Yeah, it was okay. It's a bit slow for me, but
Okay.
it
Talk
was
about
fun. Um, yeah, so that was all a 3-day shoot, I think. This was for Getty Images, so for a stock library, and I just chose, I think they chose 2,000 images, and from those I only chose like 6. So these were the ones that I liked.
You did not shot them. You shot this, right?
Yeah, that was for Lipton Tea.
Oh, let's see. Oh yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
this shot was shot in the middle of a sandstorm. We could hardly see
Okay.
anything. The sun had gone down. This one as well.
Yeah.
So these were not easy at all. That was a really difficult day. This was a shoot I just did for myself, but it's one that I really, really love for me. I actually I worked with Kanye West a few years ago as a makeup artist, and
Oh.
he had a video that he had done that inspired me to do this shoot. So
Which
there's
which
those.
video was it? Which video
Um,
is it?
it was for a short movie that he made, and I worked on a short movie with him. But the video, this particular video from the movie was called Runaway. Um,
Oh, okay.
this is a campaign for Saudi Airlines that I did recently.
Okay.
This was a 1-day shoot, and yeah, a lot of it was actually in a studio, and we
Okay.
created everything as 3D renders. Yeah, so I like working with children very much.
What
Yeah,
was it for? The first school?
this was for a school. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 schools actually.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, so like if I were to start, right?
Mm-hmm.
What gears you think I need at first?
You just need a camera. That's all.
Yo.
There's nothing else except a camera used in this image and this image and this, you know,
Yeah.
this has got lighting. But yeah, you just need a camera really to start shooting.
Mm. And then how do I get to work with this? Like you I mean, from your experience, you just had the network, and then you being
Well,
yourself
no,
said,
it wasn't really about the network. It was about creating a portfolio
"Cool,
of what I wanted to shoot. You know, a portfolio that I had to know who my ideal client was. So if my ideal client is Adidas, what does my
got
portfolio have to have in it so that Adidas knows that I can shoot what they want? So it's really about deciding who your ideal client is and then creating a portfolio that speaks to them.
I mean, for someone just starting out, like what would you suggest? Go work for free, have a portfolio, and then go work for free at
I
first?
don't work for free for anybody. No, I never
No, no,
have.
at first.
think
Okay.
I think that I mean, it's up to you. The problem is that when you work for free, a lot of people then get offended when you want to charge them money. So
Um.
the only things I do free is charity shoots if I believe in the charity and my own portfolio shoots, obviously. Um, So yeah, it's creating that portfolio and then just going and meeting people and getting, as soon as people meet you and can put a face to the name, very often that creates a better connection and they're more likely to remember you and to hire you.
Gotcha. And how do you decide how much to charge? Is it like based on you, or the market wants?
Um, I know what the market rates are, but everybody puts a value on themselves,
Yeah, yeah,
and I don't believe that people undercut me, and I don't believe that people charge too much. I believe that there is a market for everybody. And if my clients can't see the value in hiring me over somebody else, then I'm doing something wrong. So
yeah.
I do know the value of what I shoot, and then I decide the rates. Obviously, in most places, there is a market rate already. And if you go in charging too much, you might find that you won't get work. But I know that in Dubai, for example, there are photographers that charge triple what I charge. And they're not looking for a lot of work. They only need to work 1 day a month.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but their clients hire them because of the value they see in paying triple what my rate is. So a
Yeah.
market rate, what everybody else is charging or an average is a good way to start. But then as you get more experience and get more known, you can start increasing your rates when people see the value in hiring you.
Gotcha. What's the highest amount you got paid for one shoot?
Um, for a day or for the
Yeah.
whole shoot? For a
I
day,
mean
probably,
the planning and everything.
yeah, probably for a 1 day shoot, probably about $15,000 with everything included.
the the behind the scenes and everything? I
Yeah,
mean the preparation. Oh, gotcha.
yeah, it
Uh,
depends. It depends. I mean, I charge separately for everything. So, um,
come.
it depends on what's necessary for each shoot. Some shoots have been 3 days and I've made $40,000, you know?
What are some what is your current client like? Big clients you have at the moment?
I'm shooting with Dubai Police and Visa next week, and I have a
Okay.
possible shoot with Etihad next week as well.
Gotcha. All right, that's actually amazing, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, I think yeah. I mean, what do you think is next for you in terms of like the photography stuff, or you just like to I mean, you don't look forward much, just go with the like
I
you
go with
like
the
to
flow.
yeah, go with the
Yeah.
flow.
I mean, my family's in the Czech Republic, so I am focusing on getting more work there, but I'm probably changing my niche to more shooting children and private people,
Okay.
because I love connecting with people through photographs. So yeah, there isn't that much advertising in the Czech Republic, so the private market is a better direction for me if I want to shoot more there.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, tell me more about the coaching stuff. Why did you choose to be a NLP coach? Well, did you
Well, yeah, self-love changed my life, and so I wanted to share that with more people. I thought that it's something that I didn't realize that I needed in my life until I had it. And so I trained to be a coach so that I could help more people to learn to love themselves and live a better life.
how how can someone like what are some of the steps that somebody can do in order to have that self-love, like in order to gain that?
I mean, the very first thing is actually to start really looking at yourself. Most people don't know who they are or what they want, or they don't pay attention to the thoughts that are going through their head. They don't pay attention to the emotions that they're feeling, or they push them down instead of actually feeling them.
Yeah.
And so they end up with, I think that most of us are brought up in a society where we're taught to judge and shame ourselves and to live with guilt and stress and anxiety all the time. And I don't believe that that is necessary in order to get by. So I think the first step is to start really seeing yourself and acknowledging yourself. I mean, self-love is really not about what you do, it's about how you feel about yourself
Oh.
because of what you do.
Uh,
It's really, I mean, two people can be overweight, and one of them can think, oh my goodness, I'm so terrible, I can't stop eating chocolate, my body's too big to be successful in life, that sort of thing. I can't exercise because I can't, you know my body's too unfit to exercise. And the other one could think, I know that I am
then
strong and healthy, and I know that I can do anything in this body I have. So I will do the movement that I'm able to do. And every day I strive to be a better version of myself. And those two people have a very different outlook and probably very different results in their life because of it.
what is your program looks like in terms of coaching? The
Well, I'm busy developing an 8-week program for mindfulness, for teenagers. Yeah, that's what I'm busy developing right now for this school. So it's a project that I'm really excited about. And I think that, if more people can learn mindfulness and emotional awareness at a young age, it will create future generations that are much wiser than the generation I was from.
Yeah. Any advice you would want to give in terms of like when it comes to mindfulness?
I would say always listen to your intuition. I think a lot of people feel like they're stuck or there's something missing or they can't find the answers, but all of the answers are inside yourself. And when you really stop to listen, you will find the right answer for yourself.
Gotcha. All right, I just wanna keep this under 1 hour, so yeah, I'll end this for now. But we can run
Okay,
it. Yeah, we can do another episode like later.
sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Great. Okay, well, thank you so much. It's been
yeah.
lovely talking to you.